Sup, Reitannite? Reitanna Seishin here. Ha! This is a follow-up to my video, What's Happened with DA and Why? For those of you who actually listened for the full 2 hours, I am very grateful for your support. Unfortunately, I take everything back. And here's why. Okay, so after my first ticket after the ban, I left an addendum, and I will read that. So I said afterward, and this was after I made the video and everything, and I said, I need to say something, and God, I had written a whole thing, but realized I was still on Ask Anatier's help desk profile, and now I'm just peeved by that. Anyway, I had a long cry and time to think, and I want to expand on the last bit of my ticket now that I am rational. I was always under the impression that the reason you were accusing me of harassing the staff was just because you wanted to, quote-unquote, silence the free thinker. No one, not the staff, not my friends, no one told me that people were, quote-unquote, standing up for me. I had no idea any harassment was going on because of my actions. All I wanted was a highly supported petition to change things back to the way they used to be. I will blame the people who thought it was a good idea to act so rashly, but I know, when it comes down to it, it is my fault, albeit unintentionally. I didn't stop to think that people, whether it be my watchers or people who want me kicked off DA, would use this as an excuse to actually attack the admins individually. It was never my intention. Reading back on my suspension appeal, I will confirm that the only warning I got was that single warning, and it told me not to harass people, which I did not. I sort of wish someone had told me, your watchers are acting like this because of you. I had no idea, and I was wrong to not even think that that was a possibility. Unfortunately, I tend to think it's normal for people to do the right thing. I need to really learn that normal people do the opposite. My actions have caused problems that I did not want or know about, and I am sorry. I acted so unfairly, though I can still say with great confidence that I have not lied to you, nor will I ever. I stand by what I said in my suspension appeal. I did not know the things you claimed I knew. Because of my effed up brain, I really need people to be direct and clear with me, otherwise I misunderstand the information. I sincerely thought that, when I said this is probably going to get taken down, it was clear that I assumed it was because I was being targeted, as I did not have anyone say, if you submit these chapters you will be suspended. No one ever said that to me. My venting was never to cause others to retaliate. My screenshots were not signals for people to attack you. If I wanted to harass someone, I'd just, do it. I'd have made my intentions very clear that I wanted to do harm. It doesn't make sense to me that someone would see my attempt at a protest and think, oh, she wants me to gang up on these guys, because I always say what I want, and I am never unclear about it. There's never any harmful intent unless I actually say my intentions are harmful. I am not a secretive person. All the same, it seemed that lack of communication on top of misunderstandings is what really solidified these issues. Yes, I still have my disdain for Damphir and Reality Squared. I still have spite, but that doesn't mean I would go out of my way to attack them. I was speaking politically, as explained in a quote I used in my suspension appeal, but again, I did not think that others would act in such a way. It is my fault. I made a mistake, and I cannot express my apologies. I will not ask you to lift my ban. I will not ask for it to be short, though I still believe that you are wrong about the Osamatsu-san issue, and I will continue to legally fight by trying to contact someone who will consider the evidence. I will keep it off DA. I will not post any more screenshots now that I know what they have caused, and if you want, I will take them all down. I have been fine with the problem that caused my last suspension, so that is irrelevant to the issue. I want to do anything I can to fix my mistake. The only things I ask are, don't deactivate my account permanently. Please give me a time frame of my ban so that I know how long it will be, and please tell me clearly what I should be doing right now. I will not try to shorten the ban, but I want to know what I can do to fix the mistake I have made. I want to work and put in the effort to do what is right. Exactly what I've been trying to do anyway. I'm so sorry. Tell me what I can do, and I will do it. I do not like the ban, of course, and I will be upset if it's long, but when it comes down to it, I deserve it for being such a moron, for not understanding that you were seriously trying to tell me real harassment was occurring because of me. When I come back, whether it be in a month, 6 months, or God forbid a year, I won't vent about my frustrations toward the staff on DA. I know you probably see me as some punk who wants to quote-unquote stick it to the man, but I'm not that person. I want to do good and only good. When I make a mistake, I own it and try to make it better. I want to make this better, but I need to know how. Please offer me the information I requested, and please know that I am being as sincere as I possibly can. I am deeply, truly sorry. I was wrong. I will comply. I take it all back. I take every single word of that back. So, Anjuli responds, Hello, Reitanna Seishin. Thank you for contacting us to discuss the ban on your account. First and foremost, the ban on your account was not due to the actions of any other account other than reitannasation.deviantart.com. There was no other account participating in staff harassment. This is purely a reaction to the behaviors on the account Reitanna Seishin. You state, I really need people to be direct and clear with me, otherwise I misunderstand the information. This was done on August 30th in the following ticket, which I quoted in my last video. Please be aware that this suspension will also serve as your final warning on DeviantArt. If you continue to submit pornographic material, visual or literature, if you continue to cause community disruption, to attempt to attack members of DeviantArt staff through screenshot submissions, quote-unquote rants, or any future violation of DeviantArt policy, staff will be required to remove you from the community indefinitely. These are clear, direct instructions which you have violated. The consequences for violating this agreement were also clear. Despite these communications and warnings, you forfeited your agreement with us by continuing with these behaviors. This kind of behavior is not peaceful protesting as you described. This creates disruption for community members as well as staff. You were clearly warned to stop this behavior, and you did not, thus your account was banned. The decision by staff, particularly in sensitive areas, are discussed thoughtfully by the team, not simply by the admins you address. Your submissions are not lost. You can access any submissions you do not have saved to your computer by logging into your account and accessing the following URL, and they give me a URL to manage deviations. You will be able to appeal the ban on your account in 6 months. On June 9th, 2017, I will be able to appeal the ban. I'm not going to be back on June 9th. Did I say 2016? Because I meant 2017. Then again, I've been having a lot of horrible Freudian slips, like the one where I said Anaconda was by Beyonce. I was thinking Nicki Minaj, but I said Beyonce, and I have no idea why. Maybe because they both have shitty music. And until then, please do not create any new accounts, as they will be automatically banned, and your chance to appeal will be denied. Please do not write in to discuss the terms of your ban. We will not lift it before you've appealed on June 9th, 2017. If then, and any further tickets to argue your claim will be closed without response, and your privileges will be removed from the help desk. We have patiently explained every issue to you in lengthy responses which you've chosen to ignore or decided didn't apply to you. We will not be explaining these things again. Please reference your older tickets for our responses. Oh my god, like seriously. Please understand that sending in a ticket to appeal your ban on June 9th, 2017 does not guarantee your return to the community. Your response and behavior will factor into the decision. Let me also reiterate, the creation of any accounts during your ban will result in the immediate denial of your It is disheartening. It is disheartening for us to lose a passionate member of the community through a failure to cooperate. We believe there is room for that passion and excitement, but it must follow the guidelines of our policy. We sincerely hope that the time you have away from DeviantArt will help you reflect and decide what kind of presents you want to have if your June 9, 2017 appeal is successful. You know who you sound like? Dolores Umbridge. That's what you sound like. Okay, so my response was, wait, so no one has been harassing the admins? Like I said, I wasn't doing anything to harass the admins or cause disruption. That's the thing. No harm came of it. That means I did all of that guilting myself for nothing? I made a 2-hour video crying about it as I explained to my YouTube watchers what has happened. And all this time, I hadn't actually done anything wrong? Alright, well, I'm just going to say that it's very unfair that I'm being punished for something I did not do. That single quote-unquote warning was for me not to harass or cause disruptions, which I did not do. If literally no one was harmed, if no one swarmed the admins with messages about it, if nothing was done except people reading what I had to say and discussing it on my DA, then there was absolutely no harm done. The First Amendment may not fully apply to a worldwide website, but people are still allowed to speak as long as they are not threatening anyone. I am appalled that you would accuse me of having intentions I did not, and that you would make a mountain out of a molehill by claiming that showing the public what you guys do behind the scenes and that it's wrong. That sentence could have been better. I don't proofread these, like I said. Are all of the other deviants who do this? Wait, are all of the other deviants who do this getting banned? Are all of the other deviants getting banned? Yeah, that sounds weird, but it makes sense. I have tons of them in my favorites, and have been contacted by many more to provide them with my information and evidence so that we may have enough to actually change things, so that admins actually do their jobs. I see no harassment here. I see no drama. Drama is something you do in high school when people are gossiping about you behind your back. There is no disruption because people are still able to go about their everyday lives, both online and offline, and no violence has been part of it. The way I see it is that you don't want people to know how corrupt you guys are, and that's it, which was my original theory. But I had came to the conclusion other people were actually doing damage, only to find that they were not. It makes me feel literally sick, and I'm not over-exaggerating with that. The quote-unquote warning still remains the only warning I got on what Damphir called quote-unquote rants, which is hilariously unprofessional. I have cooperated on the things that I was warned many times over, and to be fair, because this quote-unquote warning was such bull, I forgot I had even received it until I read it back the day I got banned. I suffer from chronic short-term memory loss, and often can't even remember things about a week, sometimes just a few days. After about a week, sometimes just a few days. But even as I read it back, I saw no quote-unquote warning. I saw a biased statement that told me not to harass admins, which I was never doing. I was also shocked upon reading what I said about not posting them anymore. I don't remember ever saying that, but it's there, so I obviously did. For that, I will admit I made a mistake. It does not change the fact that, yes, these were peaceful. Of course, this world is a farce, and when good people try to do good things, they get stomped on repeatedly, so that they are lower than dirt, whereas bad people doing bad things make lots of money and laugh at all of us pieces of dung who try to bring some justice to our fellow man. I will definitely remember this time, because you basically kicked me in the face with this one, and I will stand by the fact that what you say is bull. However, I have no choice but to roll over like a dog and pander to your wishes, even though your rules do not say anything about not being allowed to expose you. I feel betrayed by this website, which was supposed to be a safe place, somewhere we could trust to go, a place where we knew the staff would do anything to ensure that we were indeed safe. But you don't. I've never spoken to you before, so I cannot accuse you of doing the same things Damphir and Reality Squared have done. Trust me, I've held back a lot of things that would be considered harassment if I said them. I will hold my grudge, I will be spiteful, and I will despise these admins for getting away with harming the community, and I will still keep my evidence against them. But now that I can remember this, I'll keep it off DA since you like to pretend it's a threat. I wish I had remembered that I had said this already. And I have to say, why are you repeatedly telling me not to make new accounts? You do realize that my other account has existed way before my first suspension, right? I only used it last time because I couldn't log into this one, and then you claimed I was evading my suspension with it, when all I was doing was letting everyone know I hadn't killed myself. That's a little extreme, yeah? Well, that's what they act like if I disappear, and it's annoying. I don't appreciate you telling me not to make other accounts because, obviously I wouldn't. Why would I? What part of I don't break rules don't you understand? I didn't make any new account last time. Why would I this time? You're speaking to me as if I'm some kid who wants to quote-unquote stick it to the man, which apparently I had said before, but I didn't remember. And I find that a personal insult, so I'd appreciate it if you treat me like a person, please, and not a criminal. I will appeal my ban in 6 months, but how do I know you haven't already made your decision? What exactly does it depend on? My behavior? Well, let's see. I'm not creating more accounts. I will search other deviations on DA because I'm able to do that if if I'm not logged in, so I assume that's allowed. I really don't see any reason for you to not approve my appeal in the future. So please tell me the truth. Are you planning to refuse me no matter what? Are you seriously going to kick me off DA even though I wouldn't have done anything wrong? I mean, are you under the impression that I enjoy this and you actually expect me to not quote-unquote behave during my ban? That's not even logical to me. Then again, you people are notorious for being illogical. I can only ask, please treat me please treat me fairly when I submit my appeal. If you've already made your decision, please rethink it and ask yourself, how is that fair? I already stated that I'm not going to ask for a shorter sentence. Like, I already said that. And that's because I was riddled with guilt at the fact that someone may have harassed you, but I was wrong. But seriously, my intentions are so obvious. I want good faith in knowing that I will actually have a fair chance. You don't have to say, if your behavior is good, because you and I both know that won't be an issue. So please be honest. Based on perfectly quote-unquote good behavior, do I actually have a chance in getting my account reactivated? All I really need is a yes or a no, not more accusations or assumptions. So, this person is being pretty much just as rude in a more passive-aggressive way, which makes sense because it looks like she's a female, and we're very known for being passive-aggressive. I mean, let's see. In my ticket, I had said, I will not ask you to lift my ban. I will not ask for it to be short. It's like she didn't even read it. And then, and she said these things were clear, direct instructions which I violated, and that the consequences were also clear, and that I forfeited my agreement with them. For one, I never agreed to do anything. For two, she's sounding like I did this on purpose. It's ridiculous. The decisions by staff, particularly in sensitive areas, are discussed thoughtfully by the team, not simply by the admins you address. When has anybody else ever have contacted me? Do not create more accounts. Do not write in to discuss the terms of your ban. We will not lift it before you've appealed. We will not lift. I didn't fucking ask you to lift it, you fucking bitch. We'll close your response, blah, blah, blah. We have patiently explained every issue to you in lengthy responses which you've chosen to ignore or decided didn't apply to you. Because don't you just think you're so special? Oh my god. Okay. Since I'm not saying this on DA, I'm in full authority to say this. I want to punch her in the fucking face. No, you have not explained every issue to me. Your lengthy responses were mainly just shots to me. And, well, I've chosen to ignore them? Is that why I address pretty much every topic you've said and give you the reasons why you're wrong? Or decide it didn't apply to me? Really? 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 And let's see. Your response and behavior will factor into the decision. Well, what? What am I supposed to be doing? Seriously. It is disheartening for us to lose a passionate member of the community through a failure to cooperate. I'm sorry? And please. Oh, I'm actually gonna type that. Okay. So, I said, as a follow-up, please direct me to the part of your policy that I have specifically violated unintentionally, because I've read these, and I don't recall ever seeing something about such a matter, especially since other people seem to be allowed to do it. Also, I have not, quote-unquote, ignored your guys' responses to me, or, quote-unquote, decided it didn't apply to me. Are you under the impression that I think I'm, like, privileged or something? Because I actually think I'm scum, which many people tell me I should try not to think that way. If I had ignored you, I wouldn't have addressed all of the things mentioned in your replies and explained why they were wrong. I am sincerely confused. And if I'm confused, you must be confused too. So I want to make one thing clear. Text is often misinterpreted because we cannot hear the voice behind it. I often tell people to read my comments how I would say it, but you don't know how I speak. So, other than the beginning of my first ticket, please read my responses in a calm and sincere tone, as that's how I'd sound if I were to say these things to your face. If I sound rude or malicious in some way, please let me know. It wouldn't be the first time I've failed to convey the message the way I meant to. I won't get into details why this happens to me. Other than this, I'm not going to open any more tickets on this issue because why would I? I clearly said I will not ask you to lift my ban. I will not ask for it to be short. I'm sorry if you missed that, but I thought that was pretty clear. Okay, I think that's all I needed to add. This is my last reply. So, the reason why some things I say may come off as, like, rude or malicious is because it's for the same reason why I can't speak well, as much as I try to. Because I spent most of my life silent. Because if I were to speak, I'd get punished, and my punishment wasn't exactly normal or tame. It was flashbacks I have, so let's not get into that. But I've, with both saying it out loud and saying it in text, I have this problem. I will give you 2 examples I know of, where I've said things out loud. So, in 7th grade, I had this friend, and there was a dance. And there was this one kid that was like a notorious nerd, and this girl that was my friend, she was awesome, she was gorgeous, she was amazing, and I was jealous of, how beautiful she was. And she said that this kid, who's way out of her league, asked her to the dance, and that she said yes. And I said, why would he ask you to the dance? She took it as if I meant, why would he ask you to the dance? Like, why would he pick someone like you? And she took offense to it, and she's like, well, maybe because he likes me? And I don't know, I always, these are the embarrassing things that make me go silent and make me feel really bad. The things that I remember years and still are embarrassed by them. I admit, why would somebody like him ask somebody like her to the dance? Because if it had been me, if I were that boy, I would have been too scared to ask someone like her to the dance. Because she was, like, amazing. And he wasn't so amazing, it's not that I thought that he was, like, trash or anything. It's just that I'm thinking of how I would have handled that situation if I liked someone amazing, and we're like, oh, I wanna ask them to the dance, but I can't, But she took it as an insult, and I didn't mean it that way. Another one was when I was a freshman in high school, where we were in choir, and there was a girl named Jessica, and I liked her a lot because she was super talented, and our choir teacher was a bit of we called her a choir Nazi, even though when it comes down to it, she really was an amazing choir teacher. She was Adam Lambert's choir teacher when he went to, I believe he went to Mount Carmel, and she worked there. So, you hear him sing, she's good, and she's brought us to nationals multiple times. But she told Jessica that her sound was too poppy. And she was complaining to me about it, and I said, well, it is. She took it as an insult because I didn't say it properly. What I meant was, it is poppy, but I should have said, well, that doesn't mean it's bad. I liked her sound. Her voice was amazing. She was a soprano, and she was incredible. No. Was she a soprano? I think she was an alto in freshman year, but I don't remember. I think she was a soprano when she made it to Deleters, which was like the top mixed choir. I was in women's ensemble, which was the top women's choir. I hadn't meant for it to sound rude, and again, I was so embarrassed. I think I tried to say I didn't mean it that way, but then she wouldn't speak to me for God knows how long, and to this day, I'm not sure if I ever said, hey, remember that time when I said, your voice was poppy? I didn't mean it the way it sounded. And these are the times when I wish I could go back in time and tell myself, think about what you say before you say it, because I obviously don't know how to word things right. I mean, writing is fine because I think just fine. I'm not going to say perfect, but for lack of a better word, I'm going to say perfect, but I don't mean like perfect. I'm a perfect speaker in my head. In my head, there are no problems with my speech. But, for those of you who have a speech impediment, like a stutter or a lisp or anything like that, you know how I feel. So I wouldn't consider this as an actual speech impediment. I consider this a symptom of my past. So, and I feel like my text can be misinterpreted even worse. Even though I'm a better writer than I am a speaker, it almost seems like, and I made a video about this, it's called I'm Not Needlessly Mean, how people read my responses and choose to make them sound negative. And yes, I read this to you in a sarcastic way because I'm pissed. But if I were to say this to her face to face, I would have said it very calmly and very sincerely and very nicely, because that is how I speak. This is a case of a professional environment. Even though I really, 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 really want to shout at her, tell her she's a fucking idiot and that she's stupid, but when I'm being mean, I'm being mean because I cuss out the fucking gutter, I will tell you that I fucking hate you, that you're fucking stupid, and that you're an idiot, and I do not, I'm gonna say this, I am not subtle. You will know that I have no mean intentions if every other word I say isn't a curse or an insult. I am not afraid to insult you if that is what I want to do. So, taking these words and putting them in a different context, to me, it doesn't make sense to me. And it's very difficult. So that's why I often have to tell the person that my text isn't supposed to be read in a rude or malicious way. So that's why I had to add that to the follow-up. Because I'm thinking, this person is obviously under the impression that I'm trying to be, a punk or something. I don't know, okay? Like I said, she sounds like Dolores Umbridge when she says, when Harry says, he comes in and he says, I'm on the Gryffindor Quidditch team, and I was supposed to be at the tryouts for the new keeper at 5 o'clock on Friday, and I was wondering whether I could skip detention that night and do it another night instead. And as he speaks these words, he realizes how stupid they sound. And with a nice huge smile, Umbridge says, oh no, no, this is your punishment for spreading evil, nasty, attention-seeking stories, Mr. Potter, and punishments certainly cannot be adjusted to suit the guilty one's convenience. No, you will come here at 5 o'clock tomorrow, and the next day, and on Friday too, and you will do your detentions as planned. I think it rather a good thing that you are missing something you really want to do. It ought to reinforce the lesson I am trying to teach you. So this is your punishment for spreading evil, nasty, attention-seeking stories. That's what she sounds like, and it's angersome. So, the lowdown, even though I've been here speaking for like a half an hour, I mean, if you care about these things, you will take the time to listen to these things. I know time isn't everything that is free to all of us, but, at least save it for later to be listening to it later, instead of just listening to a portion of it and not getting the entire, all of the information, because all of the information is required in order to understand something that the information is provided for. Again, speak Reitanna English. Speak it. So, I will be able to appeal my ban on DeviantArt on June 9th, 2017. This means that the only way you can view my stuff is to literally search it by the tags I have put into it, or the title. So say you want to read, Silence is Silver, one of the new Muffin side stories that aren't going to be narrated for quite a while. You need to search Silence is Silver Reitanna Seishin on DA. So anything, if you want to see any of my deviations, okay, you need to actually search for Reitanna Seishin and search for keywords that you think apply to the things that you are searching for. Otherwise, you will not be able to see my content on DeviantArt. I will not be able to submit anything. This means that when I come back, I will probably most likely be submitting a shitload of stuff, considering that I still haven't submitted the shitload of stuff, all of the shitload of stuff that I needed, that I worked on during my last suspension, which only lasted for a month. So during these 6 months, instead of reflecting on my purpose for DeviantArt or whatever she said, what did she say? Let's see. Dub-a-dub-a-dub-dub-dub-dub. Wubba-lubba-dub-dub. She said, we sincerely hope that the time you have away from DeviantArt will help you reflect and decide what kind of presence you want to have. If your appeal is successful. Well, instead of reflecting and deciding what kind of presence I want to have, because that's this is like a total, I'm gonna use this term, miscarriage of justice. I'm gonna be, working on stuff like I usually do, whether it be videos, whether I be writing, whether I can't pull myself away from Animal Crossing, or if I finally get myself to actually draw. And there will be stuff when I come back, because I know I'm going to come back, because, well, duh. It's just a duh. The fact that she told me not to create other accounts, oh my god, well, duh. No shit. Just seriously, just fuck you, okay? Just fuck you. So, and these people don't care about me. They're not gonna be listening to my long-ass quote-unquote rants, which, yes, they can be seen as rants, but there's a difference between my rants and my venting, as you can see in my last video, my turn to complain, my complaining about YouTube video, that's ranting, and in between my vents, on my last video about DeviantArt, there was ranting, because I was angry. I was fucking angry. And I could go on a long rant right now, but this is merely just an explanation. People seem to think if I put energy and passion into something that I'm not calm. Like somebody left a comment on my last video saying, I think you need to calm down. I'm like, I wasn't having some kind of tantrum. What do you mean I need to calm down? I'm not, there's no problem. It's like, I am calm. I'm sorry if I put in energy and passion into the things that I'm saying. It's entertaining. It makes me feel better about the things, If I'm not calm, you would definitely know it. Like I said, there's no secrecy to me, guys. Don't just assume something. I will tell you. Just come on, man. It's like, fuck. If normal people, quote unquote, act a certain way, chances are I don't act that same way. Because, quote unquote, normal people are the sheep. And I use the word normal people and consider myself abnormal just because I can't find any other terms to express it any other way. So, and these are the things that the sheep say. Meh, 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 oh my god, the sheep. So, and if I'm gonna talk to you guys, I'm gonna try and make it at least entertaining, which is why I do all of my different accents and all of my different voices. So it's not just entertaining for me, but it's also as a purpose is I am supposed to be entertaining. And in my last video, a few people said that I made them laugh, so bully. So, yep. So the appeal is going to happen on June 9th. And I don't know how long it will take for them to, hopefully, accept it, because there would be no reason not to. But then again, as we've seen, these people are not logical, man. So, yeah, and for any of the other, screenshots and stuff about that, I'm decided I'm gonna move that stuff to my WordPress. I mean, I'm gonna keep up the ones that are still up, because people need to see them, and they didn't ask me to take it down. But any new stuff is gonna be in my WordPress. If you're not following my WordPress, I suggest you do, because I talk about a lot of different things there that I don't talk about here or on DA. So yeah, that's all that. And for those of you on my DeviantArt who have been caught up with the Muffin story, and you didn't get a chance to read the newest one, search Sting, Reitanna, Seishin, Muffins, MLP, all of that shit, and you will be able to read it. It's in 2 parts. Please do not look at the second part before you read the first part, okay? Major spoilers. Don't leave spoilers in the comments here, because obviously you won't be able to... I'm not sure if you're able to comment on my stuff, but anywhere. Do not leave spoilers anywhere. Do not ruin it for people. Come on. And people ask me, what's gonna happen? I'm like, why would I give you spoilers? If I gave you spoilers, that would ruin the entire point of the story, and it would dampen the experience. Shit! Why do people have to be so dumb? I need to just accept that this is the norm. That all this time that I've ranked above average intelligence, that maybe the average isn't that high. Either that or it's a lot lower than it was when I was a kid. So, just the fact that I expect the average human being to be along my level, of my age to be along this level, because why wouldn't I expect that? I am no genius. I have not made major headway in science or philosophy. I have a lot of opinions. Cool. But I'm no genius, and I am definitely not an idiot. When I say ranked above average intelligence, I mean that because my teachers had me do things that the other students were not ready to do. So, but seriously, I'm just like, stop being dumb. And if you ever want to look for the dumb people, all you have to do is look at the DA staff, because these are full of idiots. Absolute dumb shits. And I don't know, I'm trying to walk on eggshells here. Am I not treading lightly enough? Am I breaking those eggshells? I don't know. So, and I even when I was very clear about not wanting sympathy or pity, people still on my second to last video said, I feel so sorry for you. And I'm like, oh, somebody had the fucking audacity to say poor you. I swear to God. Just know, alright? I know it's hard to convey understanding without saying sorry, I guess. Just the sympathy and the pity has got to stop. It makes me, it turns me off so much. So, you can, I can't control what you say. I'm just telling it how it is, that I don't like I feel so sorry for you. Have I been talking for another 10 minutes? Oh my god, yes. Why do I do that? Because I'm a scatterbrain. Okay, so make sure to leave a like on this video because why the fuck not? And, I will see you in whatever my next video is. I'm going to try and make it this thing that I've been working on. And I've also got to get up some rat videos. I have to get up my, next unboxing of my, amiibo. I've got shit to do. And if you want to read Eye Candy, the chapters I've posted so far are on my Quotev. It's real easy to search me on these things, guys. Just put in Reitanna Seishin and the website, and you'll find me. You know, I never go under any other alias. So, read Eye Candy on the Quotev. I will try to get more chapters up, etc., etc. And stuff. And the world is shit. And I knew this. And why I haven't seemed to be able to get used to it, I don't know. So if you think the world is happy-go-lucky, look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm a dumbass. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't tell yourself you're a dumbass. Tell yourself you're a fool. Alright. See you later, alligators and crocodiles. Goodbye. Or something.